That's what we do. We're about 125 years old. I'm not, but our company is. And we're downtown, right across from Radio City Music Hall. That's where we work. Cool. Yes, where the graduations are. That's awesome. And then Bill.
So I work for Marvel, so you know about...
Excellent, honestly.
So you know about, let's see, Captain America, Iron Man, the Avengers, Hulk, and the X-Men, and Thor, and all that. They start as comic books, and then they turn into movies, and t-shirts, and cartoons, and the Lego Marvel games.
Yes, Marvel's Lego games. So BBDO and Marvel, you might ask, why is an advertising company here and why is Marvel here? And Marvel is about 75 years old. So 125 and 75, we're like, 200, whoa! What? Up top, nice, 200. Did that in 2 seconds, nice and done. We're 200 years old. And why are we here talking to you guys today? Well, because we've got a lot in common. And there's a lot of things we have in common is what we love to do and what we believe, and we're going to share a little bit of that with you. So BBDO, we make advertising, and Marvel, they make comics. And in between that is what we use to communicate. And the most important thing we use to communicate is art. Art. So what is art? Art is when you make something. Anybody made anything? What do you make? Drawings? Drawings? What do you make? A necklace! Awesome! It's jewelry. What do you make? Shoes! Sculpture. Sculpture's good. You made a picture. That's fine. That's a good thing. Abstract pictures? Wow! What do you make, sir? Paintings. All these things that you make. Everything that you make here, all these things are art. Casey and I are engineers. We're art engineers. So what we do is we solve problems with art. How do we get this to look like this, or this to be like this, or this to hang from here? So we know people that work at Cirque du Soleil. We know people that work at NASA, the Space Commission. We know all these different people, and we pull them in to help solve problems using art. So we use art in advertising in a really certain way. We can't just use one person. We have to use a team. And it's the same with you guys, right?
That's right. When you create a comic book, it's not just one person. It's like when you play basketball, right? Like it's not just one person on the court. Each team has how many people on the court? 5, because you have to pass the ball around and get it to the person that's open, and that person has to shoot, right? Team effort. Same thing with comics.
I did that. So for the 2 teams we've got, if you're going to be in advertising, your team's going to have one person who's going to organize everything. We call that person a producer. And then from there, you see the ad and you think, well, somebody just makes it, right? Well, there's a writer who comes up with the words. There's an art director who comes up with what everybody's supposed to look like, and if they wear something different, or where they're supposed to be in the background. And then from there, there's musicians, musical artists, there's camera people, like the guy back there with the camera. He's one of our guys. See? Hi! Hi, Axel, hi! He's friendly. He really is. He's a friendly guy. All these people come together, and when you see the final thing, someone's put it all together and edited it, and that's how we get advertising. And then in comics, you got a pretty good team too.
That's right. So up at the top, the editor, that's me. I hire and I pick everyone who makes the comic. And each writer and pencil or inker, they all have different styles. Like when you all draw pictures, all your art looks different, right? It's my job to find the right artist for the right story.
So, he's going to show you a little bit about how comics are made.
So these are the layouts. Pencil are big artboards, and they lay it out. And then when I look at it and I say, that's right, okay, go to pencils and look. Captain America switched his shield from that arm to that arm, so then you can see Luke Cage. And make sure if it has his hammer. And I look at the pencils and I say, it's all good. Let's move on to the inks. And then someone else goes over the pencils with the ink. It makes it all dark. It makes all the cool designs. Then I say, this looks good. Let's make it full color. And the coolest thing about all of these jobs and all the jobs that JD mentioned is one day when you grow up, someone has to fill those jobs, right? You could make comics one day.
So if you draw, or if you make abstract art, or if you make any other sort of drawing or anything, these are jobs that you do when you're a grown-up. You know, like me. I'm a grown-up. They're also really fun to do because you work with a lot of different people and you kind of pool your talents together as a team. The other thing that binds us together is that both of our companies tell stories. We like to tell stories and we use art to tell those stories. Now, to tell a good story, you need a couple of things. Basically, a good story requires, let's see, great characters. You have to have great characters, great people, or interesting objects or something. And then something's got to happen. It can't just be, a guy comes outside. That's not a story.
But then a meteor needs to fall from the
Oh,
sky.
and now something happens. As soon as something happens, you've got a story. As soon as you have a question that needs to be answered, or something lost that needs to be found, or there's some sort of a conflict. Now, does anybody know what the word conflict means? Conflicts. Like a problem, yes. There's certain conflicts where it could be you against nature. So it could be you climbing a mountain, and the wind is blowing on you, and come on, and the wind is blowing, come on, faster, come on, and the wind, and the snow,
And don't forget the bear.
and the bear. That's a story. See how that worked out? Or it could be you against yourself. Like you have to get to school, and you're tired. You're so tired. You don't want to get up.
It's raining.
Oh, but it's raining. It's so warm in bed. I just don't want to get up. That's you struggling against yourself to get up. But most of the conflicts you see are between different people, where it's good guys and bad guys, and those sorts of conflicts happen, right? So one of the things that we want to talk about, and the third thing that kind of ties us together, is both our companies really care about something that we're talking about today, which is diversity. Now, here's the deal with diversity. If somebody says that you are different from them, it assumes that like they're all the same and you're different, right? You're the different one. But here's the secret, and we want you never to forget this. Ready? Well, it's coming. All right, push the button. Every single person is different. No two people are the same. Does anyone here have a brother?
Yeah.
You're just like a brother, right? Exactly. Exactly. Like you guys are exactly the same?
No.
No. What about you?
No.
No. What about you? Anybody know any twins?
Yes.
You do? Are the twins exactly the same?
Yeah.
Ah! Perfect. That's right. They look exactly the same. So people view what you look like as very important. They might say, well, what you look like, you're a man or a woman, you're young or you're old, you're tall or you're short. Well, all you tall people are the same. Is that true?
No.
That's right. And where you're from? Is everybody the same that's from New York City?
No.
Is everybody the same that's from the United States of America?
No.
No, of course not. Or what's happened to you, all these things combine, and that combination is you. And the best thing about that combination is it's one of a kind, and that you are a unique person. There's no other you, and there's no other you. And that guy right there, oh, there's a lot of him. No, there's one of you. Even if you have brothers and sisters or a twin or anything, you are unique. And that uniqueness and coolness, that's what we always look for when we're making ads, to make sure that you see people up there that look like somebody that you know, like groups of people that you play with or talk to. And then at Marvel, it's the same way, right?
That's right, that's right. Even when you talk about the Avengers.
That's right. If you talk about people that are completely different,
I mean, look at that. He's from Asgard. Look, she's 7 feet tall and she has green skin. Captain America, you know, he's got the shield. Nova, he's a little bit older than you. He's a kid. And he's a superhero. Everyone is different. Yeah.
That's right.
Spider-Man's a teenager.
So-
everyone's different ages and they look different and they have different abilities, but they all come together as the Avengers.
now the one thing we wanted to say is, before we get into this special kind of thing that we got for you, we actually, when you talk about characters and you talk about these superheroes, there's something special about Marvel superheroes. Marvel superheroes are just like you. They're regular people.
Yeah, they're not perfect. Who mentioned Spider-Man?
Yeah.
So you know Spider-Man, because you know any of the movies or cartoons or written comic books, he's got all sorts of problems. He's picked on by some people, he's yelled at by his boss, he's got all these problems, but even though the newspapers think he's a villain and he gets yelled at, he still decides to do the right thing. All of the Marvel characters have challenges. Professor X is in a wheelchair, Daredevil is blind. They all have challenges, whether physical or emotional. You know, the Hulk has anger issues. But you know what? They don't just give up. They don't stop trying to do the right thing. They said, no matter what I'm challenged with, I'm going to be a good person and I'm going to do the good thing.
And that's what's great about that. So we have written and put together, working together, a comic book just for you guys. Now this comic book is actually online, and you can access it from your computer room. And you'll be able to access it, I think, probably today or tomorrow. So you'll be able to see this comic as soon as we get out of here. But we're going to preview it for you right now. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Cool.
But how can you find the comic book?
Oh, we'll tell you that. It'll be easy. We'll actually have it bookmarked.
And just to set up the story, it begins when Nova is in his classroom. And his teacher, he's just like you, he's in his classroom. That's him. And his teacher challenges the class. And he says, I want you to write a report on what is a hero? What does it mean to be a hero? Now Nova, he's young and he's troubled. He's wondering, what does it mean to be a hero? And so what do? Sometimes when you're troubled? You go to adults. You ask for help. You ask them what they think. So in this scene, Nova has gone to Avengers Tower. And now he's talking to the Avengers, his friends. All of the crazy questions he has about what does it mean to be a hero.
So I'm going to be Nova. That's going to be fun, right? Okay, so basically, I just wanted to know, are we heroes? And what is a hero? I mean, what defines a hero? And if we are heroes, does that make us role models? And if so, who are we role models for? What are our responsibilities as role models? Should society even have role models? And are we fighting the right fight? I mean, sure, we beat up the bad guys. I mean, but what about starvation and war and disease and racism and strife and ignorance? What about the war on terror? Should we be working towards a better world in a larger sense? Is that even our job? I mean, should we be working on making the world a better place or a safer place? Is that the step or the wrong step? And if we did solve any of these problems, would anyone take it seriously? I mean, wear a costume. And is it cowardly to wear a costume? I know I wear mine to protect my friends and family, but is that cowardly in and of itself? And are we sending the wrong message by wearing a mask? And does it negate any of the good work we do? Yes. So the Avengers think about it, and finally Captain America has some great advice for him.
And he says, Cap says, we can't stop people from fighting any more than we can force them to agree. And Luke Cage says, exactly. Cap says, people will always disagree over politics, religion, land. They will always fight. And when the fights come our way, we will protect the innocent and try to find a more peaceful resolution. It's our nature. But put one fire out and another starts, Nova says, and disease? Luke Cage says, not my department. I punch people mostly. But if you have a cure, I will put it on my back and walk through anything to get it to someone who needs it. She-Hulk says, but all the other stuff, we kind of do. We fight racism, ignorance, all of that. By example, we act accordingly.
We act accordingly. They do good just so that it's an example. So, Casey?
Yes, so we had some questions for you guys. So can you think of in your life somebody who, like these heroes, is a hero to you? Your mom, that's a great one. What does she do that makes her heroic?
She makes sure you have your favorite Lego shirt to wear.
That's right.
Does she feed you breakfast? Make sure you had food in your belly so you could listen in school and do good in your homework. Who's a hero for you? Your dad. Why is your dad a hero? That's wonderful. He helps with your homework and stuff like that. Yeah, that's great. Who's a hero for you? Your family? Your whole family can be a hero. Yeah, that's wonderful. And they help you to support you. Who's a hero for you?
Police officers, firefighters, and paramedics.
Yes,
Absolutely.
they're heroes. What they do to keep you safe, right?
They keep us safe, they heal us if we need it,
They heal you,
and they protect us, and
just like the Avengers do.
Real life
Yeah.
Real life
Does
Avengers.
anyone else have one? Yes, who's a hero for you?
my mom, my dad, and my brother, because they care for me and help me.
So all these people are wonderful. They're around you every day. You see them, and wonderful heroic quality. So when have you guys thought that you've done something super heroic? It can be small, it can be big. Yeah.
I think like my mom was like, she was
That's wonderful. She wasn't feeling well. Yeah, and that happens all the time. Yeah. Helping your grandmother. That's wonderful. You guys are great heroes. Yeah. She got her tonsils taken out. What did you do for her? Did you bring her ice cream and take care of her? That's so nice. That's wonderful. Yeah.
When my mom was tired and she didn't want to get up, I walked her dog.
You walk the dog. So see, there's lots of things that happen. Oh, yeah.
I think my mom and she came from the birth.
Oh my goodness. That is wonderful.
That's amazing.
Yeah. That's really great. Well done. Is there anyone that hasn't said anything that really wants to? That hasn't said anything? Yeah. You did? That's just like our firefighters. They're all very heroic. Very heroic. So you see, every day, there's people around us, and there's people just like you guys that can do heroic actions, even if they're small. So when you go back to your classroom today, think about it. Think about someone on the playground. If you see someone who needs help, what could you do? You could lend a hand, right? And those are all heroic actions. And it's not flying, and it's not running through a burning building, but it means so much. That stuff that your parents and your siblings and everyone does for you means a lot to you, right? And it really helps. So you can do that for somebody else. You can be a hero, right? So we have a little activity where you guys get to actually be heroes. So I'm going to need a few volunteers. Okay. You want to help me pick the volunteers?
I will help you pick the volunteers. Let's see. Friend? You make the cheesecake?
I'm impressed.
Yeah, cheesecake. You don't have to come up. Oh, but you can come up. That's fine. You can come up. I have to be fair. Let's see. You can come up. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. You, sir. You. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great.
We need 7.
Do we need 7? Oh, 7. What? 7? Got somebody in the back?
7 heroes.
You're in the back. You can come up.
You all are
You're in
heroes.
the back. That's fine. All right.
Okay.
So
I need you guys to line up, and I'm going to have you pick a special power out of the magical hat. Okay, so just pick one, and then read it out loud so that everyone knows your power. So what's yours?
you have the
You
foul.
have the power to shrink really, really small. I wonder how that would be possible. Like Ant-Man.
The power of electricity.
Electricity.
Our power to stretch better.
The power to stretch. Got two.
A power to control water. Power of each.
The power of super strength.
Super strength. The power
So here's the story we're going to tell, and these guys are going to work together, and they're going to be your heroes to solve it. Let's say, I'll make up a story. Something has to happen, right? So we've got great characters. Now
We've
something
got
has to
great
happen.
powers.
So let's say one of the Avengers is trapped somewhere, okay? And they have to save the Avenger, right? That's what you guys are going to do. You're saving an Avenger. All right. So you're going to come upon some doors. First, a wall of ice. A giant wall made of ice. Now, who's got talk amongst yourselves? Everybody can use it now just once. Heat vision. So let's try it. Look with heat vision. Oh! Nice done. Nice done. Well done. The next one, there's a keyhole. A tiny keyhole. What? Shrink through. Gonna do it? Let's see. Shrink through. Through the heat.
You guys made it through 2 doors. I wonder what the next one's going to be.
Oh, lightning! Crazy something very, 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 very tall. Who's left? Who hasn't used their power? Wait, both you guys? So you've got the power of water, and you've got the power of flight. So fly. Oh, you flew up. Oh, now you made it. You flew over. And you've got the power of water. So you have to use the water to take out. But you gotta open it. You gotta be behind the real door. This is just. That's silly. No, wait a minute. Here, Ozzy, could you help? This is our friend John Osborne. Say hi, John. John is the president of my company, BBDO, and he's also the president of Cal. Hey! So wait, come on over, John. Pardon me, you guys. Can we just use his door? Come on, this is going to be our door thing. So wait, I'm going to do this over here, and I'm going to put the water on the fire, right?
So you got to open the door.
Here we go. Water